Hello, everybody. Okay, so happy Monday. It's September 29th. So we're almost in October. All right. Let's see. Going in order. Sally and Audra met in the park to talk about things. And Audra, Zolika Silver is like nice looking. She can wear anything and pull it off. God bless her. Courtney Hope is cool too. I mean, talk about two women who can wear anything. So they were talking about Billy, Abbott Communications and how it might still be on. And but they have no financial backing. But that came later on in the conversation because I think that Sally didn't want to like surprise Audra in a bad way and say, "Well, we're on, but we have no money." So yeah. We got to see Jill on Zoom, but I think that Jess Walton is really coming to set sometime because Jack was talking to her about Kane and a lot of things, like basically everything. And he said, I think you need to come here and see for yourself. So we might actually see Jess Walton in person more than on Zoom. So I'm excited for it. Okay. So then there's that story. Then the big story in my eyes is Claire and Kyle because we've been on the fence for a while now. And I told you, I am a huge supporter of this couple. I have been from day one. And I said, hopefully they make it. But then they had a lot of pitfalls. So I'm like, okay, maybe they won't make it. And then Kyle made the big mistake of lying to her repeatedly. And that was kind of the end of the relationship. And I say kind of because at that point, Kyle tried everything he could think of and nothing worked. She said no, 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 no to everything. And I was like, okay, they are going to break up because, okay, now this is kind of speaking from experience, but I'm sure that any woman can relate to when you're in your head and thinking about if you want to get back together with somebody. First of all, you have either two ways to go about it. You either give them an open window to where if they do this, then you'll give them a second chance. Or at least you're willing to be open about the situation. She was completely closed from the word go. I mean, she was not even open to hearing anything out. And I was like, okay, they are done because just they are done. And then you couple that with the fact that they've been Kim testing her with Holden for weeks now, probably months. And they weren't even subtle about it because every time Claire and Kyle would have some kind of disagreement, and at first it was disagreements, Holden would just happen to pop up wherever she was and be the savior thing. Like I call it the savior complex, but you know what I mean. You know? Okay. So that's done. But weirdly, I have a little bit of hope that they're going to get back together at some point. I mean, not right away, obviously, but they're going to get back together because, and this is a little theory that I have. I've kind of developed it in the last 3 years for sure. That every time they want somebody to be a couple, they put music to it. Okay, so whenever there's a couple and they break up, say Nikki and Victor, just for an example, they're not gonna break up. Okay. I'm just saying, if they did, they'd either have a huge photo montage and or music accompanying said montage. Okay. Well, Claire and Kyle haven't been together that long, so they can't have the montage. But they had music, they had a song only you're the only one, something like that. So I was like, okay, yeah, clearly this is in goals, but this is going to be the trials and tribulation phase. So here we go. Yeah. Okay. So we have that going on. And it was really funny because Claire breaks up with him, right? And says, well, I think I've come to a place where I need to make my own decisions and my own mistakes. And uh, I can't have anybody holding me back. Uh, Code words, we're going to break up. Okay, so she breaks up with him. She goes to the park. Again, apparently everybody goes to the park now. And Kyle is alone in his house and looking miserable. And I'm like, poor man. And then she's in the park. She automatically gets on the phone within a minute of getting to the park and says, so and so, is that offer still open for me to see LA? I'm like, okay, that was her plan from the get go. She was going to go to LA to see LA. Okay, all right. But then also, like I said, it also opens a door for Holden and Claire to become a couple or something, or to explore whatever it is between them, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So then, of course, they have to have the chunk of time where everybody's talking about Kane and what they're going to do about the Kane situation. And Nikki kind of says what I was thinking. How is it every conversation always leads to Kane? Why is that? And and of course Victor pipes in and says, "Well, darling, we have to handle it." And she's like, "Okay, I get that, but I'm kind of tired of hearing his name." So there's that. Okay. I think I pretty much covered it all. Oh, there was a moment between Jack and Billy. Oh man, Jack. Okay, so I think we have a line in the saying here, whereas Jack is the older brother. Jack always feels like he has to protect Billy from himself and from other people, right? From any kind of threat. Okay. And I said, okay, if this is where the rubber meets the road, is he going to be on his side or not? And I said, well, it looks like he is. But then Jack put his foot down today in a way that I don't think he is, because he says, Billy, I don't know what you're going to be doing from today to tomorrow. I don't know. And I can't back you with that. And then Billy says, well, but come on, I'm serious. And and Jack says, and Jack starts screaming, man. This is where the big brother energy comes in because, oh boy. Okay, he says, I can't deal with you right now. I have so much other stuff going on. I can't deal with this on top of it. You're on your own. I'm like, man, okay, give him the business. Oh man. So yeah, that was good. That was good. Yeah, now that's everything. So there you go. All right. Bye everybody.